Shazam. What's good, everybody? It's another Friday, so you know what that means. We are back for another album review from the Interlude. I think this is the first time we kind of jumping into this genre. Yeah, we ain't did pop yet. I mean, yeah.
The people will argue it when we say the album. It's not pop, but
yeah, I definitely said it's pop and R&B to me. I think it's a little bit more pop, but regardless, the album we are referring to is Ungodly Hour by
Chloe and Halle.
Chloe and Halle. Is it Halle or Halle? Is it Halle?
It's.
I feel like I hear both.
I want to go Halle.
I think it's Halle too. I don't know, but yeah, the girls, the girls. They are definitely all right, and they are now grown with this new album. But yeah, they got discovered at 13 and 11. They dropped The Kids Are All Right, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. That was
2018 or 20. Yeah, 2018.
2018.
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah, it was 2018. So not too long ago. And then they just dropped this one. Not too many thoughts on them beforehand. I mean, we followed them. I don't know how much of a fan you were. I wasn't like a huge fan. I knew of them. I knew they were talented for sure. Listening to Kids All Right, I thought it was solid. But it wasn't like I wasn't like standing them or nothing like that. But through like seeing them get older, mature in their music, and do more, just kind of start following them a little bit more. Started becoming more anticipated for this album. And yeah, what about you?
I really wasn't a fan, but I think I got hip to them through my sister. My sister used to listen to them a lot and stuff like that, and of course that hype of being signed to Beyonce and stuff like that. That was a cool little following. And then once they got the grownish, that's when they kind of got the tag that they was like maturing more. So it was like, all right, let me pay attention to them. They're coming into womanhood and stuff like that. And then, yeah, you gotta use it like that. You gotta say it like that. But when they dropped the Kids All Right, it definitely piqued my ears. Like they definitely have potential, and of course they got potential. They signed to, you know what I'm saying, Beyonce. Yeah. But from the Kids All Right to this one, this was a great transformation and a great way to say that we're not kids anymore.
Yeah, yeah, most definitely. Nah, for real. I think it's, as Beyonce's Neos. I think that's what I love to call them that. I really do, honestly. Are they not? But yeah, I really think that they, like you said, they have definitely grown in the 2 years between the albums, and there's a clear distinction from where they were in that album, even in the sense of like life, to where they are in this album. So we'll jump into it. The intro is the intro, just some harmonies, some nice melodies,
It was a nice intro.
Some light, sounding amazing. But of course, in the intro, they say the famous saying, don't ask permission, ask forgiveness, and then that leads into Forgive Me. And as the first true track of the album, very solid, very like stand out. Like it stands out. Like it definitely catches your attention. Like from the intro, it's not it doesn't die off. It doesn't lose. It's kind of like anticipation from the intro. So yeah, I like it. I think they're doing their thing. I mean, we all knew they could sing, but I think the older they've gotten, the more we've seen them mature in their music and just hone their talents. These girls are ridiculous. Like, what they're able to do, like, and of course, like, they're siblings, so some things you would imagine naturally happen, but the way their voices fit, the things they're able to do because of that, and the way they allow each other kind of to each have their own lane, within each song, I think is not easy, one, but two, just as an ode to, really how talented they are. But did you have any other or additional thoughts on Forgive Me specifically?
This for me, this track Forgive Me was like really one of them growing tracks where it was just like, they matured for sure from the verbiage that they was using in their lyrics, you know what I'm saying? Like, to even what they was talking about, you know what I'm saying? This track speaking on whatever guy or entries that they have with infidelity and stuff like that. And you just like, all right, something that people can feel and stuff like that. I just really like the sound of it, the production of it, like them, like how you said, them really coexisting off of each other and stuff like that with the harmonies and stuff. I just yeah, that was a great first full track. Open up the album with.
For sure. And then Baby Girl is next. We were talking about this before we were recording. I really like Baby Girl. I just think, again, it sounds like sonically it sounds really good. And I think it's just, I don't know, like it's a real, like, to me, I can vibe with it. I feel like it don't have this like specific, subject matter that's necessarily relatable to me, at least. But I just really like the way it sounds. I feel like it's real vibey. And again, I feel like it's a track that allows them to really showcase, their voices. But definitely get into your opinion on the song. I'm really interested to see the kind of, I guess.
It's just, so, yes, I said Baby Girl did not stick with me. Like, it wasn't that I was expecting it to. It's just I listened to the lyrics. I like the content. I guess the production missed with me in a sense. Personally, I don't know. It just I tried, man, and I tried like 2-3 times to like play the song back, sit back, just listen, and it wasn't sticking with me. And I really tried to force it on me. I'm like, I gotta do it. I gotta do it. Like, it can't be the song right after the first. But it was just like, I just had to let it go. But it's not, I say this, it's not a bad song. For me personally, it just wasn't for my ear. So don't try to crucify me for this just because personally
it don't feel to happen. It's okay. I got something that ain't sit with me, so it's fine. It's
okay.
Fine. Okay. Baby Girl. I get that. I feel like there are songs that are like that. Because a song doesn't resonate with somebody personally, don't mean the song is bad. And I had a conversation all the time. Like, two things can be true. Like, the song can be good, but I can also say the song didn't stick with me. And it doesn't mean that I don't like the song, and they're not kind of
facts.
I feel you. I'm giving you shit, but
that's people going, are you crazy? Are you nah, cause you
no skip out.
Hey, you should have seen him. When I said that song was like not the song for me,
listen. I was confused. Only because I wouldn't have thought that was the song. I thought we maybe would have agreed on the songs, because the song I feel that way about is the next song. Like, Tipsy didn't stick with me. Like, they singing.
Do it. You gotta do it next after Baby Girl.
Is Do It next? I thought is Tipsy before Do It.
Do It.
Do It. Well, Do It is the single. Do It is fire. It got the little dance.
They got the video to it. Everybody went crazy for the little video.
We ain't got to talk about that. Do It is fire. We know that. That's fire. We all know that.
But track 5, people.
Yeah, too tipsy.
Track 5, Steve Qualls, he said he does not like Tipsy. So we're gonna have to for you to answer, why do you not like Tipsy? It's just a beautiful song.
It is a beautiful song. Like, the melodies of it, and they're singing. Like I said, like they are singing.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it was like, I can't get all the way through it. Like, after the first listen, I couldn't get all the way through it. Like, it's like I heard it the first couple of times, and I'm like, I respect it as a song. Like, it's good. But
it just doesn't sit with you.
It don't sit with me. In terms of a song, like, if I was gonna go back to that album and pick 5 songs that, like, I had to play from that album again, that wouldn't be one of them.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's that kind of song for me. it's the same way you saw Baby Girl. So
okay. Me personally, I love Tipsy. I don't know. It's like, it's that shorty that's just talking her innermost feelings when she's starting to get on her level and stuff like that. And I don't know. I looked at it like this. You never. I don't want to say we didn't get this from their last album, but like, to hear them talking about the content that they're talking about, for me, that's driving me in more as a fan. And like, I'm a man at the same time, so it's just like, two attractive, young ladies is like, they talking about this and they talking about their thing. They ain't them kids no more. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta think about it. They was 20 and 18 when the first album dropped, and even then, especially in terms of from a music perspective, still like really young. Still, I wouldn't say they haven't experienced certain things, but you could see where they probably wouldn't talk about stuff like that on their first album, especially as a introduction, being
True.
so,
True.
of course, like, 22 and 20 here, like you said, they've been on Grownish. We seen them in different lights now, like you
A
said.
lot of experience. They got some experience under them now,
like you said, entering womanhood, since that's the first
Hey, entering womanhood.
So it's like, yeah, like you said, I feel you. Like, okay, you talking, you getting into it. All right, I feel that. I feel that.
That's what I'm saying. I like it, baby. Come on now, baby.
You know what I'm saying? but yeah. So after Tipsy, Ungodly Hour, title track, or album title track, they did what they had to do.
They did their thing. They did their thing. I can't even fake it.
Right. The music, like the actual, like, beat for me, I think gave me real, like, I say this lightly. In no way is it a comparison, or am I saying, like, the levels are the same, clearly. But the beat gave me a disco reminiscent of something, like something Mike would have did something over. They didn't sound like Mike, but that's what the music reminded me of, like something Mike would have been on, or something Whitney may have been on. Like, of course, it sounds more modern, but the kind of up tempo and the way they were singing reminded me, or was reminiscent of that a little bit. But again, like, they did their thing, and just what they're doing on these tracks is not, like, to me, I'm just sitting back like, that's not easy, bro. Like,
it's not easy. It's not easy at all.
The notes, the runs, the way they're playing off each other and their voices, the harmonizing, like, all the background vocals is one of them, and they just they're just harmonizing and playing, harmonizing and playing off of the other.
You know how hard that is to do, and like many people try to harmonize within pop and still make it sound good, and not like make it sound draggy, run on, or like yelling. But that's a very difficult thing to do, to play off of each other in pop. You know what I'm saying? Because you still got to be aware of each other's vocals, who got the stronger voice and who got the lighter voice and stuff like that. And the fact that they can do that and still make it sound popish, but at the same time still give you an R&B type of vibe with what they're saying.
It's scary.
Hey, boy.
But that's why I said what I said. We can get to that at the end, though. That's why I said what I said. So after Ungodly Hour, we both love that track. We get into Busy Boy. So again, another one. This is probably the most we done disagreed on the album, for real, to be honest. But so I view, like, Busy Boy and Baby Girl, like, in the same breath. Like, I felt like both of those were really strong standouts from the album. Busy Boy, just like, it got some bounce to it, like, and this to me, it's like that perfect mix of a pop sound with, like, R&B vocal.
And I think that's what it was for me. Like, I think within Busy Boy, I was looking for, because it's like, all right, some of the album is this, and then like for my first listen, it was like I expected Busy Boy to be an R&B vibe more than a pop vibe. I think that's what I was looking for.
That's fair.
Truthfully, that's what I was looking for. So to get more pop, it was like, and then it was just like, I want to hear you. I'm trying to hear more harmonies. I'm trying to hear the strength of your voice. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm looking for. Like, granted, what they was talking, like I said before we recorded, what they were talking about is still flowing into the content. Like, all right, y'all growing up, but for me, people, Busy Boy didn't do the job. Like, it just wasn't that for me. Like, it's a cool song, but it's not, for me, it's not replay value. I probably won't ever play it again. So
that's interesting. That's strong. I respect it, but to say the least. But cool. So that's Busy Boy. Then we got Catch Up with Sway Lee.
I feel bad now. I really feel bad now, because it's been a while since I consecutively went back to back on songs that I just didn't.
I mean, yeah, but my thing was, it's not like it's a bad song. It just didn't do it for me. Like, I
think Sway Lee could have been left off of it.
Yeah, honestly, like, I feel like if they were going to collab with Sway Lee, I think the collab is possible. I just think it needs a different vibe. To me, I felt like this song didn't fit for both of them. Like, it didn't
because it's like one without Sway Lee. I felt like one of them could have carried on the vocals. You know what I'm saying, on the track. If you was gonna bring him on, then have him doing something totally different than something that y'all can already do. I think that's what I looked at as. And then it was like, to me, it felt like Sway Lee was trying to force his sound into the song a little bit, rather than it all coming together organically and stuff. And I know it's a Mike Will beat, but it's just like,
yeah. And I'm actually interested that like Sway Lee is the sole feature on the album. I mean, just from a standpoint of like, I know y'all probably got the clout and the juice to tap some people if y'all wanted to, but if y'all was gonna have one sole feature, why not? I mean, and I love Sway Lee, so it's not disrespect to him, but like, why Sway, and then why that song? Like that,
I ain't gonna fake it. I'm gonna say what everybody is saying and thinking that are fans, and no part in my part of the Beehive. Y'all niggas is ruthless, but I would love to hear a feature from them.
Oh.
And Beyonce.
Oh no, most definitely. I was trying to save it to the end, but I mean, I guess it's something I can say right now. But like throughout the album, there are very distinct reminders or clear
who that mentor is
of their inspiration. Like I'm listening, I'm like, that's definitely some Beyonce.
That's some B.
That's definitely some B with doing a song. I'm definitely getting a B vibe. Like even the voice control, the voice manipulation, like as well. So it's just like, you definitely see just from a mentor perspective and how much inspiration they probably just take naturally from her. But I think a collab from them is inevitable at some point in time, whether it be them being on a Beyonce project or vice versa.
They better not do us like Hov and Cole. Like we got 2 features from them, like just them.
Well, but okay, because you got Mr. Nice Watch, and then you talk about A Star Is Born.
Yeah.
I mean, A Star Is Born was before Cole was. I mean,
nigga ate it. He ate it though.
He did eat it. That's not what I'm saying. And then Mr. Nice Watch felt like this your debut. Let me feature. I'm like, Jay, you not really, man. The hell, But no, I mean, they work different. That's not the point. That's not what we're talking about. So, back to the album. Next is Overwhelmed. We was talking about it as an interlude.
I liked it.
Beautiful.
I liked it a lot. That was like exactly what you said. That was a beautiful interlude right there, my boy.
Like no, I'm hearing, and I'm like, damn, is this short?
This is all right for me. This is where the album just get nitty gritty crazy, and it's like I find everything of what I'm looking for, because you hear the interlude for Overwhelmed, you like, okay, they about to slow it down a little bit, and we go into Lonely. Hey, Lonely did it for me, bro. You didn't like Lonely?
No, I said Lonely like that.
Lonely is like that. Lonely was one of them tracks that you got to stop mid song and you got to restart it, and you just gotta yeah.
Because one that was no, that wasn't the song from Halle. That wasn't the song from now that I was talking about. Never mind. But no, Lonely still like that. Lonely was definitely a standout for me. Yeah, again, like they, in a way, like I like that none of these songs really sound the same.
Exactly.
But with each song, you still see something about them is this, whatever their music is always caters to their voices. They don't need a lot of strong music because their voices are that strong, and their voices do a lot of work.
Do you feel like as the album progressed, they became more carefree with their lyrics and what exactly they were talking about?
I mean, yeah, I think naturally, but I think the entire album is an example of that. I think, I think if you are getting, specific about subject matter, I think they get into more deeper is such a bland word to use, but they get into some more kind of, because then relatable seems too general. I don't know, but they get into topics that are like, okay, like y'all want to talk about this last album. Like clearly,
I feel like it was like gritty pop, gritty R&B in a sense. As far as, and when I say gritty, I don't want people to take it out of context. I mean, like they're really talking about some shit.
Yeah, they addressing some shit,
and we just gotta keep going. We just gotta keep going.
Lonely is like that. So don't make it harder on me. The vocals.
The vocals. Hey. Don't make it harder on Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, hey, going crazy. I'm like, hey, bro, listen, look, I'm in the car.
Hey, you gotta blast it. You gotta blast
Blasting it too. No shame. What you mean? But man, but no, like yeah, great song. Ain't even really too much for me to say. Just great vocals.
great vocals, great
Again,
song.
like the content, the subject matter, the lyrics. Like not only does it sound amazing, but like you said, they are addressing these things. They are in things that for us it's like okay. Again, it's like we watching them grow up, and to watch somebody grow up through music is honestly a beautiful experience. Like as you become fans of artists and stuff like that. So that's definitely dope. So then moving into the next song, Wonder What She Thinks of Me.
This probably gotta be this number one for me. I ain't gonna fake it. This number one on the list, dog.
Let me tell you something. Oh, I forgot. Damn, Halle, right? Haley.
Which yeah, Haley.
Okay,
Halle. Chloe and Halle. Chloe and Haley. Haley.
Okay, bam. Haley, cool. We gonna get this right at one point in time. But Haley, what she did on this song, like she stood out. Like, of course, you know, Chloe talented, not taking that away from her at all. But what Haley did on this song to me was just like, oh my God, like stop, bro. Like, what is wrong with you? What is going on, bro?
I just want to point out that Chloe, and I watched that interview, and this was kind of when I went back and replayed the album again, and even this song, Chloe produced most of the tape, bro. Like, that's dope. That's dope stuff,
bro. And that's okay. Well, let's get through the rest of your life first before we touch on that, because I do want to touch on that. So that's Wonder What She Thinks of Me, and then rest of your life. I know you really like this joint. Like I think it's a good song. It kind of fall in the same realm of like Tipsy for me. Like I like the song, but it just didn't stick with me. It's a good ending, you know, to the it's a good ending to the album, and you know, of course they did their thing. So I don't got to make it clear that I'm not saying it's a bad song or I'm disappointed, but it just wasn't one of the songs that stuck with me. I wouldn't call it a skip. It just wouldn't be something I would revisit. The replay value on that song for me personally is not high. But why did you like it so much, or why did you feel like it? Because you said it was a great end to the album. So behind that,
I think it just sounded good for me. It just sounded good. I think I was coming off the high of Wonder What She Thinks of Me, and so I didn't have, after I heard Wonder What She Thinks of Me, I think I got what I was expecting out of the album. So to finish with The Rest of Your Life, it was just like, I can take that, and I can be very, very, very satisfied with how they closing the album out and not expecting nothing else. Like it, just Rest of Your Life is just to me it's just a real good track. It sounds good, and I don't know. For me, it was kind of like they rolled off into the sun on a high note of just like, look, we mature. We're not the teen babies anymore. You know what I'm saying? And like, this is our music right now. This is our sound. And as we continue to evolve, you know what I'm saying? This is what y'all gonna get and more. You know what I'm saying? So enjoy it.
Yeah. No, that's real. I mean, that's like you said, that's great into the album. So, like you were saying, like, so as we, you know, that's the final track of the album. And so to the point that Jesse made in terms of like, you know, Chloe, you know, producing, you know, a good part of the album, the majority of the album. The balance they have not only in singing, but just their musical talents in general. Like Chloe is the producer, but if I'm not mistaken, I think Haley is more of a musician or plays more instruments. I think also Haley is one of them is a songwriter, and I think the production and songwriting is split, if I'm not mistaken.
Chloe is a songwriter and the producer as well.
Songs?
Yeah, if you go through their credits on the song, they'll say like Chloe and Haley, but they'll specifically say Chloe Bailey, like stuff like that. So and Haley, I don't want to take anything away from her as well. I believe that she writes, but I also believe she plays instruments too.
Yeah, I think she plays more. I think she plays more instruments for sure. And it's not like a pitting them against each other or nothing like that. But even when you have that, I honestly think Chloe in her own right will end up, you know, probably getting into a deeper bag from a producer standpoint and a songwriter.
I don't know, like, cause with the fact that Haley can play, if I'm not mistaken, instruments, that could take you far too. You
It
know
can't.
what I'm saying?
Hold on.
On the production side, like I'll say this. From where they came and to see where they are now, their growth, their maturation, it's a beautiful thing. And it's a beautiful stamp to give that album and just to say, like, the album didn't disappoint at all. You know what I'm saying? That promotion for it was great. The rollout for it was great. The feedback that they're getting from it is great. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? This is I'm not gonna say perfect, but this is a solid follow-up to a tape that everybody, this is the potential that everybody expected. And the fact that they tapped it this early.
And I think the crazy part about it is to tap their potential, but for me to still sit here and be like, I know this ain't even y'all best.
I know this ain't the
Like,
best.
I know this ain't the best y'all gonna give us. To me, that's kind of the craziest part about it is like, and because I was having this conversation before, and I wanted to bring it, to the episode. It's like, because I made the statement that I love the album, but I feel like there was still not so much room for them to do more or be better, but it was just, there was so much more we could have seen.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like they weren't limited because they spoke about how much like, creative and artistic freedom they had on this album specifically. But to know that there were probably so many, aspects and corners of music, like they didn't even worry about touching because it just didn't fit maybe the direction or sound of this album. Like I was telling you, I think with the way they voices are, like you said, with the way they voices are and what they can do, the way modern R&B is shaped in terms of, you got the ability to either have a track, be smooth and let you do your thing, or you got this new kind of bounce track that I still feel this bouncy kind of vibe they still could, do their thing on. I would love to see like a full blown, like grown R&B album.
I believe, and now I'm standing on this. I believe that Chloe and Halle can put out a flawless album, no skip album, a full just R&B, and they can do some crazy shit with it. Just with the fact they produce their own music, they write their own music, they play instruments which can go into their own music. Like they have so many skill set that a lot of modern artists. I wouldn't want to say because you can't pull up the whole scope, but as far as like what popular culture is listening to, a lot of people don't have that skill set. And the fact that you're doing that for your own music as women and R&B and pop, you know what I'm saying? Like, I truthfully believe that the next album or albums to come is gonna be some heat, man.
Definitely gonna be some heat. I'm already excited. I know it's gonna be probably another 2 years, but it also depends on, well, it depends because if whenever the world open back up, it's like like of course they probably will get back into acting or have other gigs, things like that. So you never know how long it may take and what their commitments may look like. But I honestly like my summarization of the album. Yeah, I don't know what that was. My summarization of the album is that it's a beautiful project. It's a great step from their previous project, and I think it only shows the surface of what we can actually expect to get from them in the future. I mean, vocally, I feel like they're very hard to touch, honestly. I mean, and I feel like they're only gonna get better, in terms of that. So it's kind of scary to think about. Just
imagine if they just start themselves, like outside of the group, just going on feature tears.
Also, Phelan made a good point too, because these are Phelan's girls, by the way. But he made a good point that they're both probably at some point in time going to release individual projects too, and I'm extremely excited to hear both of those because I think it'll be like great to hear just how talented they both are individually. Yeah. I think we both see it, but for it to be showcased, which I feel like will happen in the future, extremely excited for that.
And even outside of their solo albums, something that we all can look forward to as listeners and being fans of them. What songs or who they work with as far as production? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if they don't get on the track? But the fact that they was behind the board, behind the keys, producing.
It's a lot of young girls in, not to say young girls, there's a lot of young women in music right now. When you think of somebody like a Normani, I mean, even when you think of somebody like a Summer, like still people who are younger, like relatively new, that I can see inevitably like their paths crossing. Like imagine Summer singing over a Chloe beat. Like this shit could be fire. You know what I'm saying? You know, run didn't allow it. You know what I'm saying? You know, but
they are versatile, and
yeah,
and I think that is exactly where Beyonce struck gold with them.
Yeah.
The fact that they're versatile. It's not like, okay, y'all just
I mean,
sing.
it's B. Like, what you expect? Like,
All right now.
they don't be versatile.
All right now.
I'm saying, what you mean? You know me. I feel the same way about the Beehive as you do. But I'm always gonna respect B as an artist.
Facts.
I'm always gonna respect B as an artist, and because B herself is very versatile, and if it's not even so much as she's literally behind the boards or literally doing A, B, and C, the knowledge about it is.
What you think Beyonce boot camp was like with them?
Them girls went through hell. Them girls went through hell. I mean, Beyonce puts herself through hell, so I wouldn't be surprised that they go through hell. But clearly, you know, they made for it, and clearly they got the talent, you know, to go through it and be good, and it made them better. You know, I'm pretty sure. So I don't think it was like a problem for them. But yeah, B definitely put them through hell.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. So final grade, man. Or you want to do top 3 first?
We can do top 3, then we can do final grade.
Yeah. Go ahead, run off your top 3, brother. Well, I know you're one, but you know.
So my 1, we all know, is Wonder What She Thinks of Me. My 2, I'm gonna go with Lonely, and I say my 3 would have to be Ungodly Hour.
That's hella solid. It's hella solid.
What you got?
For sure. 1 for me is the same. Wonder What She Thinks of Me. My 2. I think I love Lonely, but it's not Lonely for me. My 2 is Ungodly Hour. My 3 is Forgive Me. And then my honorable mention is Overwhelmed.
The Interlude.
If Overwhelmed was longer, it'll probably be in my 3.
I always like, they really got me because I didn't even, when Overwhelmed came on my first listen, I didn't even look at the time to see how long it was. You just sit back just like, hey, they about to go crazy, and then it faded out. I'm like,
damn, bro, they do it.
Hey, bro, always the interludes. It's always the interludes.
Always the interludes. Okay, final grade. What you grading this, brother?
I'm gonna give it an A flat, just an A.
A flat.
An A flat.
I'm not mad at the A flat. I was gonna say A minus, but I'm not really mad at the A flat either. And honestly, I'm not mad at A flat simply because it's not a no skip, but it's
a vibe.
It's a vibe, and it's for them, for their pocket, and for what we know them for. It's relatively flawless. And I want to get that context, like for them, for their sound and what we know them for and what they can do. Where did they lose us at all? You know, in the album, for real. So I'm not mad at it at all.
Big stepping stone from it's 13 tracks, and out of them 13 tracks, you gonna find you something, and you just gonna be like,
and the album is still only 37 minutes.
You gotta love the short albums. You gotta love the short albums.
You got me. Y'all put 13 tracks into 37 minutes, cohesive, easy to listen to, easy to vibe to.
That you could play back in an hour, in an hour's time. Like you could really play it back twice in an hour and just be like,
it's an A. I'm with you. It's an A flat. We can be good on that. We can be good on that. Man,
before we close, what are any expectations? What do you want to see from them in the future?
Like I said, I want to see them. I just want to see them expand their sound, honestly, and not expand as if like they need to change per se. But I really want to see them. They are probably one of the few artists who truly have the ability to experiment and probably not go wrong. Only because like we've already seen like their style is already a mix of pop and R&B. I feel like they are above the pop sound in the sense of like pop to me sounds kiddish. Like there's or not kiddish, not childish. Like it just sounds like
pop ain't pop. A lot of the pop that we hearing now ain't too. I'll say raunchy. That's what it was.
Right. And for them, I feel like getting older and probably like kind of like similar to how B did, like as they start to embrace, you know, they womanhood more. Like I just feel like their raunchiness. I'm hoping that it just kind of starts leaning more toward R&B. Like B is a singer, an R&B artist that can make a pop record and it be good.
Yeah.
Actually, she's not a pop artist to me. So I feel like they will kind of eventually fall into the same boat of, yeah, we can make a pop record. Like if we got that sound or if that's what we going for, we can. But really, like this is our pocket. Like we singing, like we giving you vocals, we giving you grown raunchiness. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I won't even say expect, but that's what I would hope, you know, to see in the future for them, just as, you know, them expanding their sound and kind of tapping into all the talents that they actually have.
Facts. I think that's pretty much how I look at them as far as what I want from them. More sound, more music. I don't want them to fall off at all.
Right. I
Like
don't think they will.
every tape that I want to sense I want us to sense as listeners that each tape that they release, you can tell that there's more freedom, that there was a lot of creativity behind it, that their influences was probably something wild, and even what they talking about can still bring us in as men and women and just be like, this shit heat. You know what I'm saying? Like, no
Yeah,
matter what they talking about is heat.
for sure. Most definitely. Yeah, man, that's it. That's our review on Ungodly Hour by Chloe and Haley. And we think it's great. We gave it an A. What do y'all think? Drop the comments, hit us up
Yes,
on
sir.
Twitter or Instagram, all of that. Be on the lookout for these next 2 weeks of the interlude. We have a lot in store for y'all. So definitely stay tapped in and stay tuned. And thank everybody that's been joining us this season and just along with us the whole ride. And man, until next time.
Yes, sir.